Welcome to Sqwadcast. This is a group of us getting together, talking about different things. I'm Tim, putting it together. I have two of my friends, if they want to introduce themselves as well.
We don't.
Okay.
Not really. But I guess we're going to have to anyway.
People want to know.
Do they?
I don't know.
Well, if Ryan's not going to do it, I will. I'm Blake.
And Blake just sold me out. I'm the Ryan in question.
Yeah,
Right
so
under the bus.
it's the three of us today. The topic today is TV. Talking about how TV has changed, about premium channels, how shows are made, are they meant to be binge watched, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to shoot between 45 minutes and an hour. Hopefully we can get there. Hopefully people don't get too bored. Oh. So to start off, I guess the best way to start this off would be talking about our favorite TV shows and why we like them so much, and if they could have been made, say, 10 or 15 years ago before all these premium and streaming channels existed. So I guess I'll start because one in my head is Westworld.
Oh, okay.
Great show on
Fantastic.
HBO. Yeah. I actually saw a thing the other day. They said it couldn't have been made if Game of Thrones wasn't so successful because it's such a big show. But I feel like being on HBO really helps with the budget. They can get bigger names such as Anthony Hopkins and James Marsden. Other people came to, like Thandie Newton was really good as well.
Had a lot of money for budgetary, for CGI, and
CGI, everything. So that was a really good show, and I think it benefits from that. Say if it debuted 10 years ago on NBC, would have been so successful / good.
No, in fact, there was a show that NBC tried to run primetime called Southland that was a lot better than it got credit for, but it was so insanely dark for their time slot that NBC killed it like 6 episodes into the first season, and then another network, I think it was actually TNT, picked it up and ran it for 4 more seasons. And they got away with it being so dark because it wasn't a primetime show fighting with, I think it was The Bachelor or something like that. But it was...
That's another topic.
Yeah. But it was just a really dark and heavy show, very violent, and it suffered for being in a mainline cable network.
Yeah, because it's family-oriented networks,
Yeah.
essentially.
They were trying to keep it family-oriented. Although it was like running at the same times, like 24, Jack Bauer's putting bullets through dudes' kneecaps and stuff like that. Like, this was dealing with like race issues in LA. Mm-hmm. And it had a much darker angle on it than NBC was ready for. And
right.
If it had gone on HBO, it probably would have been even better.
Yeah.
Because
they have that freedom of creativity, essentially, because they have no restrictions based on how dark it can be, language, sexual content, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, Southland did its best to not get held back. The way they did it was they had all the guys actually like swear and stuff, but they sort of built it like it was a Cops style show, and if they ever swore, it would just get bleeped over like it was in Cops or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was a little bit weak, and the show suffered because network executives got nervous with how dark it was all the time.
And that's actually a perfect point, too, because there's so many executives out there that have these concepts and ideas that they want their station or network to go in, but they can't do it because they're all pussies.
Pretty much.
Particularly when it comes to a lot of these family-oriented networks and mainstream, like regular cable networks. They don't want to take that risk. Like, essentially, like HBO did with Game of Thrones. They took a risk because they have the money. They can do it. They weren't certain that it was going to be successful because they didn't know how receptive the community would be to a George R.R. Martin book being made into a TV series. And like AMC with Breaking Bad, they kind of took a risk.
Yeah.
And NBC can't really take that risk.
No, they can't.
Yeah, those networks, like those... I mean, they're
they
still
treat
successful.
everything like it's make or break.
Yeah. But I think, actually, I don't know if Game of Thrones was that big of a risk because, I mean, budget-wise it was, but they did have The Sopranos and The Wire preceding
Right.
So they did have successful shows. HBO proved they could do something like that.
Absolutely.
I think Breaking Bad was a little more of a risk because it was AMC, not HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Still, you could do more things than NBC. And then it was also, like, drug dealing, so you're like, wow. Like,
particularly with the Game of Thrones thing, though, I wasn't necessarily talking about the budgetary risk with Game of Thrones. I was more talking about having such a unconventional fantasy, which doesn't really, let's be honest, it doesn't really jive with the majority of the population. People don't
watch shows like Xena Warrior Princess or anything like
Exactly.
that
And,
anymore.
not
like,
everyone...
It's not a marketable
and
series.
we got a Xena Warrior Princess reference in.
Not
I'm just saying,
everyone
people don't
likes...
watch sword and sorcery fantasy
Exactly.
anymore.
No one
and
likes-
then Game of Thrones is as huge a hit as it is.
And not the entire population loves Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. You know, it's a niche community. You can't force fantasy down people's throats unless there's an actual good backstory. And thank God George R.R. Martin was so successful in his writing that it was very easily adaptable to a TV show that people could relate to in a sense, right? Like they could relate to the love stories and the tragedy that actually happens in real life. You know, people die all the time. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking main character or not.
Keeping it happy here on Sqwadcast.
I mean, it's true though, right?
It's art imitates life, man.
True.
And that's why I think a lot of people love it so much, is because they never expect what's happening next, unless they read the books.
Well,
But
yeah.
I mean,
But even then, the past couple seasons
have diverged.
Yeah, have gone off. So instead of focusing on Game of Thrones a little too much, 'cause we went on a little tangent there. There are still successful shows on network TV, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if you look at This Is Us, that's a huge hit. I never watched it. My mom told me.
Got nothing.
She spark noted it for me.
Again, another topic.
Yeah. So I know what it's about. I don't know what happens or anything. I just know what it's about, and I know a lot of friends who do watch it. New Girl's still going strong on Fox.
Love New Girl.
Yeah, which was a great show. But one show that popped in my head when you said darker, Ryan, was Hannibal. That was on NBC. I watched the first season, still trying to catch up. It only lasted 3 seasons, but it was in the 10 o'clock slot instead of 9 o'clock slot. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't know NBC could do any of this, because it's, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. Yeah, the crime scenes were intricate, to say the least. So I'm not really sure where that was going, but...
But I mean,
it's a more amenable climate to something that dark, as opposed to like 2008 or 9 when NBC ran Southland in its 10 o'clock slot. And I'm not saying Southland was an amazing show or anything. It was pretty good, but it was a game changer as far as dark TV in a primetime network. Now that you've got something that like Hannibal that was as successful as it was for as long as it was, that opens up that climate for something more. One of my personal favorites right now is The Expanse, which is based on a book series. It's 6 books have been written now, and there are 3 more planned. And the writers for the series are doing a phenomenal job of bringing it to the screen. And it's extremely dark, political. And as far as like people who don't like campy sci-fi nonsense, this is the sci-fi show for you.
Yeah.
It is hard science. NASA astronauts have come out and said, this is how that would actually work as far as space travel goes.
And I mean, I've only seen the first episode of that show. But even, I mean, I guess spoilers aside, it's very unpredictable.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think a lot of these super popular shows that have come out in the past couple of years to 5 years have really pushed the envelope to be able to have these shows exist. Breaking Bad was one of them because they pushed the envelope. And it was so well received by society as a whole that network producers and executives noticed that people actually like this stuff. They like tragedy. They like darkness. And because of shows like, even I'll say it, The Walking Dead had some dark connotations to it in its middle seasons. And, I stopped watching because it got kind of repetitive. But
yeah,
it's dark.
Yeah.
The first couple of seasons, not so much. But towards the middle, it got really dark. Like I said, Breaking Bad is dark. You have Hannibal, which is more, very recent, I guess. Well, not really.
It came out, the first season was my second year at community college.
So
and that's why I stopped watching, because I came to Towson, and I was like, I don't really have time to sit down and watch.
4 years ago? Yeah, okay, so these things are pushing the envelope.
2011 to 2013 is when it ran.
I mean, even things like Game of Thrones, it's on what, season 5 now? 6?
6.
6 is about to air.
6 is about to air, right, in the summer. So...
What, has it?
I feel like we might be pushing season 7.
No, it's season
No, I'm pretty sure it's season 6.
Because I think season 7's the last season.
Yeah, no, yes.
Like, they're planning for 7 seasons.
Yeah, regardless. You also have...
Yeah.
Geez, I can't
Ryan to the Google.
Yeah.
I can't even think of some of these other super popular series right now.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it used to be the way we watch TV has changed as well. Because, like, it's kind of, we tend to watch TV at our own pace now. Whereas when TV became a thing in the 50s and 60s, it was like, we're going to sit down at 8 o'clock as a family, watch a show, and then...
Which was mainly family-oriented.
Yeah, it was about families and stuff. But now, like...
Sitcoms.
Yeah. And, like, sitcoms are still popular, but it seems as though...
We're shying away from that as a society.
Like, I guess the most recent example is Atlanta with Donald Glover. He literally said, he was like, I don't know what I was doing here. I just wanted to write something and put it on TV.
And that's another dark one. It has dark
elements. But it's pretty funny, though. It was
a dark
comedy.
right?
It won comedy awards. Yeah.
But I just pulled up some of the lists of TV shows that I have here. But American Horror Story was pushing that envelope of that darkness and that tragedy, especially with the first season. Really was its breakout one, I think.
Well, that's FX moving to its... It likes to make high-risk programming. It's been very successful doing that.
And that's why I respect FX a lot. But there's you have fucking shows like CW, or things on the CW. Just they always do well the first season and then just fall off.
It's popcorn campy TV on the CW.
I don't trust the CW as a network.
I don't either.
If I see something that might look cool and then it's like Thursdays at 8 on CW, I'll be like, nope.
I'll watch the first 4 or 5 episodes of that before they ruin the concept. All right.
Dexter, push that envelope on
Dexter
darkness.
really put, because that was before, its first season was 2006, so that was really before.
It was on Showtime, which is a premium channel, but I mean,
and it's arguably Showtime's most popular show.
I couldn't list another
Nurse
one.
Jackie and Californication were on Showtime. Trying to think of Shameless, it's on Showtime as well, which is pretty popular. That might be
Shameless is getting
popular.
pretty big.
Yeah. But Dexter was like even the first scene of Dexter is him killing a guy.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched Dexter, do it. But stop at season 5.
Yeah, I feel like,
or even
season
4. Season 4 is a huge cliffhanger, but you can live without season 5.
Season 5's not bad though.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Rose, or is that season 4?
With Rose.
What was her name? The woman that he was dating, the bathtub.
Rita.
Is that season 4 or season 5?
That was season 4.
Season 4. Stop at season 4.
Yeah, it got off the rails a little bit. But back to what we were talking about, the first season really pushed TV as to showing this guy killing people on screen. It wasn't like a gunshot off screen or a zoom in on the guy's struggling face as he debates whether to kill a guy or not. Dexter took a knife to the aorta, and they showed it happening. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that was one of the first shows to push that envelope a little bit of like, oh, like, this is.
And because of these shows, they realize society actually really loves these concepts because it's something out of their comfort zone. Like, you go to work, you work in your cubicle, you go home, and nothing happened in between. There was no threat of dying besides maybe if you live in, like, Massachusetts and all the drivers are fucking crazy. But, like...
He says living in Maryland.
I mean, I've been to Boston a fair amount.
Yeah.
And there's a reason they call them massholes, right? But, like, what was I saying about...
Well, you were saying that darker TV has a more compelling narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the average Joe, blue collar, white collar,
because they
anybody.
Don't experience
it's
that.
It's
they
different from
other...
the day-to-day life where it feels like you're being spoon-fed hopeful storytelling.
Exactly.
As opposed to a dark story is just kind of organically creating its own narrative. As opposed to being like, oh, the good guys win. Wholeheartedly every time, and the bad guys get what's coming. The first TV show to really openly discuss this, The Wire, 2003, HBO.
Baltimore represent.
Heroin capital of the world. Woo!
Go us!
I just want to have a footnote here. We're not actually experts. We sound like we are, and I think we've watched
experts
enough
on what?
TV, but we're not.
I'm a full-blown professional.
Yeah. But we're just talking through our own opinions here of what we've seen, what we've know. I mean, we do know enough information, but it's.
I mean, your opinion's wrong.
We didn't go to film school.
Anyone listening, your opinion's wrong. Yeah. We're right every time.
Yeah.
Unless you agree with us, then you're smart people and we like you.
Yeah.
And you're cordially invited to Sqwadcast. If you can find it, you can get here.
We'll drop subtle hints.
Yeah, talking about The Wire and Baltimore representing. If
well,
you can find us.
They've narrowed us down to a central location,
Baltimore.
But where? Dun, dun, dun.
So,
premium channels.
Yeah, premium channels. Well, that brings up to are these family-oriented sitcoms dying? Because if you look at the popular ones, I know much to probably both of you guys, is Big Bang Theory. It's hard to deny its popularity, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Unfortunately. And it was a fairly new concept. It was about 4 scientists living together, which it's normally a family living together,
right?
And family things, This was just 4 scientists and Kaylee Cuoco, who is now single.
Look at Seinfeld wasn't about a family. It was about modern Seinfeld living in New York City with an eclectic cast. It's not new.
Friends.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends.
Also, not the family, but they had an interesting dynamic.
That was after years and years and years and years of sitcoms strictly being
the Brady Bunch, Leave It to
literally
Beaver,
from the 50s to maybe even the early 80s.
What was the Archie one?
Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker was
Was that the name of the show?
No.
No.
That's the main character that we're.
That's that show is what I'm trying to.
Here's the thing: there were also sitcoms that were relentless parodies of all the family love bullcrap that was
Love and Marriage.
Married with Children.
Married with Children. That's
one of my favorite sitcoms ever. Relentlessly satirical of family sitcoms.
Absolutely. And Arrested Development as well.
Oh, yeah.
Highly satirical over the sitcom ideal, I guess. I mean, in itself, obviously a sitcom, but with a lot more comedic value added.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a satire and not have it well written. Arrested Development was very fortunate that it had its concept and a very talented group of writers behind it.
Absolutely.
And a good cast in it, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's something that really bothers me, though.
To keep that, none of them were really one-hit wonders. They all kept doing things after the fact.
It really bothers me that Netflix calls that a Netflix original series, though.
That phrase bugs me. Netflix original, because
it's just because they own the IP right now.
Yeah, which is so aggravating.
They're not
Netflix-
the first group to do that, though. I mean, when Sci-Fi bought Stargate became a Sci-Fi original series. It was on Showtime for 5 years.
Bothersome.
Yeah.
It wasn't your concept or idea. Yeah, thank you for revitalizing Arrested Development. Not really, though, because the new seasons that once Netflix picked them up were trash. I don't like Arrested Development past what it was at season 12 or...
Only on season 3 when it got canceled on Fox.
It was season... Really?
Yeah, it only had 3 seasons.
Whatever
They all
it
got
was.
locked
There was
in a
like
shipping
90...
container.
There was like 90 episodes a season, though.
Felt like.
Well, if there were 22, which is standard times 3.
Yeah, alright. It's...
So, 66 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes, though.
Yeah. I don't know if there were 22. I'm just guessing because that's usually the standard. But that's another thing, though. It used to be 22 episodes because it would be the fall. You take the winter off, come back in the spring, and then you have February and May sweeps, and then you take the summer off. But now shows are only like 12, maybe 14 episodes.
Yeah, if that.
And they're meant to be binged, is what it feels like.
HBO looking at you with your 10 episode series.
Well, a lot of like 45-minute episode series concepts usually go for like 13 episodes is sort of that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. Then the hour-long ones go for the 10.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the hour-long time slots, the 45-minute episodes with the 20 or the 15-minute ad breaks.
Mm-hmm.
They usually go between like 10 and 13 episodes. But you usually see like 20 episode seasons for like the 30-minute shows
Archer.
and sitcoms and stuff like that. Archer has never gone past 13 episodes in a season.
And they're only 22, or not,
Yeah, 22-minute
22 minutes episodes, yeah. Which is really annoying because I love Archer.
I think that might be a
But
network
it's because
thing, though.
it's not only is it a network thing, it's also that
FX
animation is very expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I heard it takes like 9 weeks for them to animate one episode. And then
That
Yeah,
sounds
and
about
it's
right.
also
Episodes at
extremely
once.
expensive to do.
Yeah.
Like
It's a lot of manpower.
millions and millions of dollars in animation alone. It probably costs more for them to animate the show than to get all the voice actors back every year.
Yeah. And the writers.
Yeah.
And all that, yeah.
But God, where were we?
Wherever we...
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
we were talking about episode orders. What you'll usually see for like a 22 to 24 episode order is like ABC, NBC, CBS, the big networks. Also Fox, I guess.
Yeah.
They do the big episode orders, like 24 is 24 1-hour episodes.
Oh,
With that ticking
clever.
clock. Oh my god.
So 24 Legacy, though.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things. I've seen an episode or I saw
haven't
the
even watched
first
the
episode
original
of the
24.
season.
Yeah, I never saw it.
I saw the very first season of 24, and I caught like bits and pieces of like most of its seasons, and it was Jack Bauer. Oh my god, he's so edgy. He's willing to bring terror to the terrorists. Oh my god. And then he kneecaps some dudes, and then
Is that his preferred?
basically he just tortures the shit out of anyone he doesn't like.
Ah,
And, yeah, he's
nice.
the he's just the right wing concept of like what anti-terror should be.
Uh-oh.
I did that.
We went political. Oh,
Damn,
jeez.
I was the first one to say don't get political. And I'm
During
not saying
our
I'm
production
not saying
meeting.
that like everyone who's a Republican is pro-torture. That's absolutely not the case. Edit that out.
Just keeping it.
No.
Um,
But yeah, it's Legacy looks pretty good. New protagonist, very new cast, new issues, and it actually feels like a story about. It's just 24 in name only. Honestly, it's like some of the carryover back end characters, kind of pushing the story forward for this new guy to kind of take the
Some
reins.
kind of continuum from
Yeah.
the
well,
original
that
series.
brings up the question of how successful are these reboots going to be? Because they're rebooting like everything now. They're even
Literally.
making movies
God.
into TV shows.
They made
Or
Rush
vice
Hour
versa.
into
Rush
a
Hour,
series. Lethal Weapon is a series right
I'm
Taken.
now.
this is
Taken
all news
away.
to me.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Why?
Already canceled.
Sounds about right. Does
So
it
they're
have
not
Jackie
that
Chan?
successful.
No.
Okay,
Or Chris
then-
Tucker.
Or Chris Tucker, then
Why even live?
yeah. Kill yourself. Network executives.
Yeah, so
Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapon is running right now. I think it got renewed, actually.
Yeah, I think it's actually doing...
Does it have...
It's on Fox.
No, it doesn't have Mel Gibson or Danny Glover.
I would hope not.
That would be hilarious, though, like 72-year-old Danny Glover just like, I'm too old for this. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Why couldn't my son do this instead?
Oh, God, he moved to Atlanta.
Fucking Mel Gibson, too, with his
Oh, God.
mammoth beard going on right now.
And his anti-Semitism. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Way to go, Blake.
Yeah, hey, man, go me. High five, self-five.
Yeah, he's about as unairable as they get.
Yeah.
They wanted to make that again. Taken is about to premiere.
I actually saw a trailer for that today.
On NBC.
It
God,
doesn't look that bad, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I saw... Okay, it reminded me very much of... Ooh... This is gonna be difficult. I don't remember the guy's name. It was a movie about this guy... Oh, God, I don't want to spoil it, too.
Movie about a guy.
Yeah,
narrowed
movie about
it
a guy.
down.
Okay, it was on a train, and he kept reliving it, but remembered all the information from...
Source code.
Source code with the
Source code.
Gyllenhaal?
Yes.
Or
Wait,
whatever. No, it wasn't
Gyllenhaal?
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
that was
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal? I guess it hasn't been... It's been so long since I watched that movie, but Source Code. The trailer reminded me very much of that, because like he comes up to his, I assume, daughter and talks to her and is like, hey, this is what's going on. Just listen to me and trust me, and then goes up to some dude who's about to pull a weapon. First of all, I don't know why they would ever reboot this series. They shouldn't have even made Taken 2.
Yeah. No, they absolutely shouldn't have.
Let alone Taken 3. And why are you going to reboot it as a TV series?
Yeah.
You're an awful father. Stop letting your daughter and wife get taken all the time.
Yeah. That's
Like,
rough.
you really got to go
Like, I mean, here's what
Ghost Protocol and kind of poof off the face of the earth, the flat earth.
Okay, Kyrie Irving.
No,
Small tangent. I saw a picture of him sitting on a ball on Twitter the other day, and he was like, he's sitting on a flat ball. Died. Anyway.
Taken could be a strong series if they don't make it an hourly, like, procedural style show where he just has to go rescue somebody every hour.
Or if there's different families.
Yeah.
Like, every
But even
episode
then,
have it
you're
be
kind of
a
just like-
different...
No. That's not
something.
That's not what I'm going for.
No,
Just,
I
like,
know. I'm just, like, another...
That's like a monster
option.
of the week type deal, or terrorist of the week type deal. We don't need that. TV's moved beyond that. What it could be is like a
like Black
13
Mirror,
episode
right?
series of just the odyssey of him trying to find his daughter, because that movie was like 85 minutes long. So he found his daughter after she went missing like 50 minutes of screen time. You could really like have him dig into the Parisian underground and like ripping these gangs apart, and actually have him do some real spycraft and get people involved. Like, that has a strong concept to it. Is a retired American operator goes overseas and tries to save his missing family. On the other hand, concepts similar to that don't last long on TV. Look at American Odyssey. Was a very short-lived series.
Numerous question marks. I have no idea what that is.
It was on one of the mainline big deal networks. I think it was NBC or something, about a woman who was with a special forces team, and she got set up and her entire team died, and she was the only one who lived, and she was stuck in Mali, and she had to try and get home, and she was set up by... Spoiler alert, this series is not worth watching.
Thanks for the heads up.
Because it sounded so great.
The Americans set her up. Oh my god, so scary. I think we're spark noting this TV series now.
That's a different topic, guys.
We all learn a powerful lesson about Islam and America's not so great.
Oh, yeah.
NBC
First
series
you're
over.
talking about right wing, now you're bringing up Islam.
Come on, man.
Stop being political, man. That was your rule.
Islam isn't politics, it's religion. Way to go, Tim.
I mean,
I'm saying that show was heavy-handed. I'm saying the show itself was heavy-handed about everything it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth watching.
As are a lot of
NBC shows lately, it seems like.
But see, it's like these, I guess, the premium streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, if you want to consider HBO a streaming service.
They have HBO Go.
Yeah, right.
But it's not... That's just a sublet of their network.
Right.
It's just, hey, want to watch HBO stuff
So,
online?
these premium networks, Showtime, HBO, Netflix, and Hulu, I'll consider Hulu and Netflix premium
because you could do
channels.
Like what you do on HBO, you could do it on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon.
Then you have that versus these premium cable networks, AMC, FX. Those are really the only two that are putting out any good content as of recent, to be honest with you.
Because that's the gap between premium and like basic cable. You know, I don't know too many other shows in that range that put on series. You know, like you get all the sports channels first, and then maybe True TV, but I only know
Prime TV, or whatever they call it now.
God, there's
TNT and TBS,
or did they split their whatever?
There was like cable. CI, Criminal Investigation, or something like that, and then I don't know. I think True
that's a
TV
thing.
Collapsed. I think
True TV became.
No, I don't
True
think they
TV
became
still
CI.
exists.
Okay, so True TV is still a thing. Then there's CI. Then there's another one. There are like 3 different crime networks. It's
people love their Law and Order, man.
It's true.
You know?
None of those networks air Law and Order.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, that's one. I can't remember what network that one's on, but yeah.
Then you have these premium, air quoting, channels that aren't really premium. Where you have like History Channel, which, by the way, why are they doing pawn shop stuff on the History Channel?
Well, I get history behind the pawn stuff.
Like, it's modern artifacts, I guess.
Okay.
And they also, History Channel is Vikings, which is apparently, like, good.
Yeah,
it's
people
like
say
series.
Vikings is cool.
But what happened to the History Channel being, like...
About history?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Before they started airing Pawn Stars and 17 Kids and Counting and whatever the hell else
that's TLC, man.
No, I was about to say, that was on TLC.
It's the same batch of
Alaska
networks.
Truckers.
Alaskan Ice Road Truckers.
That's on History Channel.
Yeah.
Why?
Before they started doing that, it was literally just the World War II network.
Yeah, fine.
I'm on board with that.
They had cool documentaries on, like, a specific
World War I,
tank.
World War II. Yeah, like the most revolutionary
like
tanks and stuff like that.
But, like, why did we get away from it? Is, like, society in America so bored with history that they don't care about it anymore? So they just want to watch people buy random bullshit that they found in their basement? And have what's-his-face say, the best I can do is $2. I have a guy. You don't have a guy for grass. Shut up.
He does have a guy for everything. At a certain point, I'm just like, do you know anything?
You have a guy for diamond-crusted dildos? I doubt that. I doubt that.
Hey, man, it's Vegas. He probably knows a guy.
That's true. If anywhere.
There's a specialist for that, though, you know? Anyway.
But you can find a niche for anything.
I mean...
So to speak.
True.
That got really off
don't you guys go on r/diamond crusted dildos?
You know, I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious if that exists now, and if it doesn't, someone do it. Shout out to Reddit.
Yeah. Oh God, Reddit.
Anyway, back to TV. Yeah, there's that gap of channels where it goes from cable to I don't know what they go like. It's like basic cable and then like cable. I don't know
so
what
your
the
basic
term for
cable. You've got your
is.
ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox.
You have your news network.
You have your news network, and then you've got like when you get cable, you get TBS, TNT, Sci-Fi,
like TNT has
USA.
USA.
USA does have some stuff.
Yeah, USA was one of the first like mainline networks to really open up their programming to some darker stuff.
They have the Americans and that
Americans
stuff.
is FX.
Yeah, Americans is absolutely FX.
And then the other Homeland.
That's Showtime.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Dropping the ball.
Like I said, we're not experts.
Homeland I haven't watched. I have literally right there. Need to watch that. And
it's a bit of a
Americans
slog for the first episodes.
I need to get caught up on the Americans too, but I don't know if I want to dive into that swimming pool.
Yeah. That one's, what is it, like 5-6 seasons in now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to go through that kind of a slog. Like, I don't have
I would
that
only
time.
do it if it was for something that was like really fantastic, that was like so critically acclaimed that you have to watch it or else you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. Like, if you don't watch these series, you're severely missing out on your life.
I don't know about Game of Thrones, though, because, like, that took me a while to get into, too. Like, it took me a few tries to, like, now I'm into it, you know?
Fair,
because
but...
it is. Breaking Bad, it just, the first 30 seconds, you're hooked. Like, you see a guy in his underwear driving an RV and then hold a gun to his head.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
For the first episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
That's literally the first 30 seconds. Like,
I feel like it's hard to drop a spoiler alert for the pilot episode of a series that came on like 7 years ago. Like,
that has been talked about for so long.
Yeah, like Breaking Bad is
I
one
have never watched an episode
when people
of Breaking
say,
Bad. I know everything that happens in the series.
Yeah. Like when people say like, "Oh, I gave it a chance." I was like, "What? Like, how did you give it a chance and not stick with it?"
The first couple episodes are kind of slow, right? I mean,
the
let's be
first
fair.
season has like a 74 something on Metacritic. The second season has like 98.
Yeah, the first season is kind of slow, but they're establishing a lot of plot line and foundation.
But it's still like
the whole series.
building the narrative.
Exactly.
That's with anything though. Like you kind of have to get past the first episode. Like you kind of
the first couple episodes.
Very few shows have actually hit their mark in the first episode, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch all of these.
Well, that's what's really interesting about services like Netflix and Amazon making their own series.
Forgot about Amazon Video.
Yeah.
Prime.
I mean, that's because Amazon Prime series aren't typically that great. Like, I hear good things about The Man in the High Castle, but I haven't really
watched that one.
That's the one Amazon series I care about.
Transparent has won a lot.
They have a lot of really highly regarded series that they've like purchased and have the rights to on there, right? Like,
I never perused.
They have stuff.
Library.
I can't list it because I don't click
I'm
on
I'm
Amazon
trying to think of
Video.
like their original programming, like The Man in the High Castle and stuff like that.
don't.
There's not much of
They
it.
had Transparent. The new one with Billy Bob Thornton. He just won the Golden Globe.
Goliath.
Yeah,
I heard good things about that.
The Mozart in the Jungle is on Amazon as well.
They also made Bosch, which is off crime novels by Patterson.
I think that JFK one was Amazon or Hulu. The one James Franco. It was like a miniseries.
Yeah, I don't know
About the.
Ask Anna. Someone go text Anna.
For real though.
Get Anna on speaker for the podcast. Name everything James Franco has ever been in.
She was the first thing would be like, I hope me.
All right then.
Well, we can never have her listen to this.
Why not?
Okay, fair
She'd
enough.
be the first one to say yes. She's photoshopped pictures of her in bed with James Franco.
So
now we can never listen to this.
What?
So to inform the audience, hopefully there's an audience.
Eventually, like
Yes,
5 years down the line, people are
A
digging
member
through
of
our
Squad who is not here today is obsessed with James Franco, in case you haven't figured that out yet. And for those of you who know what this series I'm talking about is, please inform me somehow or another.
But what I was originally trying to get
Back to what we're trying to
you're
avoid
saying-
tangents here, guys.
Hold on.
we were
act like
we were trying to
this
talk about like pilots that aren't as strong.
Come on. Like it's on her public Tinder profile.
Okay, all right, fine.
Have you not seen that video? The photo?
No, I haven't.
That's hilarious.
That is hilariously
It
badly
is.
done.
Like I know it's like really bad. Like she didn't even get the lighting right. Like come on,
Do better, Anna.
right?
If you're gonna Photoshop yourself with James Franco, at least commit to it.
Like
Make it believable.
Make it believable. Like if he had a hangover that day, he'd be like, "Oh shit, did I?"
The funny thing, okay, first of all, rude. Now she can't listen to this podcast. No, the funny thing is, like, people have actually fallen for that, apparently. Like, they're like, oh my god, you slept with James Franco? I was like, yeah, I also had a fucking professional photographer above us while we were sleeping in his bed that took a photo of us and then posted it online. And then gave me that photo, too.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, okay, well.
Anyway, back to pilot episodes. We were talking about how the streaming services can release their entire seasons at once. Yeah.
It makes it easier to make a slower build series.
Sorry, Anna.
Because everything's already
like Breaking
there.
Bad or The Expanse or stuff like that. Like, even though they are on networks, we don't notice slower builds on series like Luke Cage or what probably is going to happen with Iron Fist. There's going to be a nifty fight scene in the first episode or two, and there's going to be just dense plot for about 2.5 episodes.
Now, I know, Tim, you like Luke Cage.
I like it. I would rank it third in the Marvel Netflix series.
But
Yes.
there's only 3.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
But I'm
I
not
agree.
saying it's bad. I think they're all close.
Don't know your opinion
Yeah.
on Luke Cage.
I 100% agree. Worst of the 3 Marvel series.
Okay. I didn't like it so much that I actually stopped watching it.
Really?
Yes. I still have 2 episodes.
You made it that far.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
even like
did.
episode 4 and you're like, ah.
No, I made it to episode 8 and I was like,
Yeah,
I can't.
8 out of 10 and you're like, no.
I really don't like it. I really don't. I'm not saying that the acting is bad. I think the guy who plays Cottonmouth is fantastic. I think
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
I love
Who's in everything.
what's his
That
name
is-
who plays.
Every time he gets a new role, he shortens his name by a letter. His name is Mahershala Halabas.
Oh.
And he's been in acting and stuff since the early 2000s, and his name just gets shorter every time I see him.
Interesting.
Okay. Because I know he's in that and House of Cards, and then he's also he's in Moonlight and Hidden Figures. So in like
Hidden Fences.
figures.
Hidden Figures.
Hidden
is
Fences.
Fences. God, that's an old conversation.
But yeah, Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays Luke Cage is great.
Yeah. Can't hate on Idris Elba.
What?
What?
Are you just assuming because he's a black protagonist that he's Idris Elba?
Come on.
Said don't get political. It's got racist.
Hey man, Ryan said it.
I definitely fucked up the name. It's not Idris Elba. Why?
It's definitely not Idris Elba.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
What is wrong with me today?
That's why I wanted to I paused and I was like,
There's a punchline here
he's gonna
somewhere.
laugh or he's gonna have a smirk, and then you look serious. I was like, he actually thinks that's Idris Elba.
Like, no, I was like, wait, that's not him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I remember his name? Mike Coulter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know
Jesus
it was like
Christ.
a simple name. It was like Mike or James or something. I was like,
Why?
He has a very simple.
How did I fucking go Idris Elba?
We were talking about Idris Elba before we started recording. That's
we
probably
were.
why.
I guess that's how that happened. Like, he's strong.
He's strong.
He's mad strong.
Oh god.
I mean, he gives a
a
strong
descriptor.
performance.
Okay.
Now
we're getting somewhere.
But I feel like the pacing of the story was wrong.
Yes.
And they kind of tried to flood it with too many side characters. And you spared yourself probably the worst final fight I've ever seen in a TV series.
Okay. Because I was about to say, you saw the new Fantastic Four, right? Because that was atrocious.
Okay,
Well,
the last
we're on
fight
TV
between I'm getting into spoiler territory. Those of you who
Don't
haven't
watch
seen
this movie.
don't watch the end of this TV show here.
Oh.
Luke Cage versus Diamondback. Right, he puts on weird power armor stuff.
Played by Idris Elba.
No, he's not. God damn it! So he puts on this weird power armor that makes him able to go toe to toe with Luke Cage. and they have a street fight. It's not like a big crazy superhero fight. No, it's a street fight. They're surrounded by people who are taking cell phone video, laughing.
World Star.
Exactly. Like it's 30 seconds from some idiot chanting "World Star, World Star, World Star," and like they break a van, and that's like the big climactic moment. They broke a van.
Nice.
That's it. Like, some windows broke. It looked like a really lazy fight scene. It was like they were kind of boxing as like a throwback to their
So,
youth.
like,
That was a metaphor. Was a boxing
Yeah.
thing from when they were
Yeah.
younger.
It's a really overwrought metaphor. I can't do words.
It's okay. I said anti-Semitism or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
earlier.
you sure did.
I don't even know what I said because it was so wrong that it didn't even exist. Like Bigley.
Bigly. God damn it.
Shout out to Trump. Not really, though.
No, please never do that.
So welcome
Shout
to
out-
Blake's last episode of the podcast.
Shout out to Trump for the memes, though.
I don't want to get like angry tweets from the president on the first day.
Sad. Just listen to Sqwadcast. Sad. Could you imagine that?
Oh man, we would get great viewership for the
Oh my
first
God,
2 weeks.
Yeah. I hope he watches us now because I feel like anybody just gets a huge rating once he complains
Here's a
about
great
them.
way. President Trump has average-sized hands for his build. There we go. And now we've got a presidential endorsement down the pipe.
Yeah. Maybe Tammy Lauren will be like, "Hey, look, we found a perfect podcast for you. They're nice to you, and didn't say something mean. Fuck you."
Tommy Lauren.
All right, sorry. So preview channels.
So are we?
So Netflix.
Yeah. So are we in a state where we prefer to binge watch?
Yes.
That's exactly what I was trying to go to.
You
You
don't
got
even finish that
sidetracked
sentence,
calling Mike Coulter Idris Elba. Is the
And calling out
binge
Trump.
watch bill of Netflix allows them to tell stories that wouldn't be told on television. And
Because do you think that's because they know you're probably going to watch 2 or 3 in a row?
yes, since it's readily available, you're not going to have to like make an appointment to catch it next week. Appointment television is dying.
Absolutely. People like the convenience of a whole series or season being put up on Netflix at once.
Yeah.
Because they can watch it at their leisure and at their discretion.
Which I actually, this is me personally, I'm not speaking for anyone else, but I find it hard to watch an entire series in such a short amount of time. Like, if a Netflix series is released on a Friday night, Netflix and, like, other people I follow on Twitter are putting up reviews, like, either that night, because it came out at midnight, so they just spent all night watching it, or that Saturday of, like, episodes. I'm like, I'll watch 1 or 2, especially the hour-long episodes that most Netflix series are. I was like, I'll watch 1 or 2, but then I'm, like, tired, and I want to watch something else. I want to change it up a little. I can't watch. Like, when we watched Orange is the New Black, the second season.
Third
season.
season.
Third season. We were like,
Third season was horrible.
both of us fell asleep. Me and Blake watched it in our apartment when it first came out, and it was just like, oh.
Season 3 was also terribad. Like, the worst.
So, like, that's just in general. I can't, like, even House of Cards, I'll watch 1 or 2, and I love House of Cards. But, like, I don't know about you guys, but I can't just watch an entire series.
It depends
in
on what it
12
is.
hours. You know,
I binged
even a weekend. is
most
hard.
of the first season of House of Cards.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been able to recover and get back into the series
Me
since.
neither, unfortunately.
Like, I got to, I think it was the Watershed Bill vote, and when
You
that
guys still in
happened,
season 1?
yeah, that was season 1.
Oh, God.
And
I'm still on season 1 too.
and I
technically.
Season
I
4,
got
guys.
there.
It's
I
like-
got there in one day, and my soul was so crushed. I needed to take a couple days, and I just haven't been able to get back into it.
Frank
like-
Underwood's so maniacal that he gets into your head watching.
Yeah, but like if I had
Oh,
taken
that'll
the
work.
time to go like maybe 2 episodes in a day, I would
Yeah,
be able to
that's
do
what-
that a little more.
But see, there's other series like Stranger Things, which I watched all in one day.
I watched episode
could
1 to
not
7
stop
in one day. I could
Yeah.
not. It was compelling.
I could not stop watching that.
Yeah, I think I watched 3 in a row on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I just,
couldn't. Like, I need to...
You reached a limit.
Yeah. Like, if I'm sitting on my couch, you know, I can put up my recliner, I can lay sideways, I can, like, lay on the floor if I wanted to, lay on Omen. But, like, I need to, like, get up and do something to, like... Yeah, shout out to Omen.
I hope he's listening.
Stuffed fish in your apartment.
For all those who are watching that aren't familiar with Tim's large stuffed
Orange fish.
All of you have probably seen Finding Nemo.
It's a giant Nemo.
The clownfish, right? It's a giant version of that clownfish. However, it has regular size flippers. And it kind of looks a little derpy too. I don't know. There's something about his eyes.
Trump was a fish.
Oh God.
Why?
Because he
orange
has average size flippers to his structure.
His relative size, and he's orange. Orange and white. And also gets very lost without his parents, apparently. Anyway, it's some very large version of Nemo, but we didn't want to call him Nemo, so we called him
Copyright
Omen.
infringement.
Flipped it around.
Yep, Omen.
Omen. Shout out to Lyle for that nickname, I think.
I thought it was Lyle or Kelvin.
I think it was Lyle.
Was it Lyle? I
I'm
feel
pretty
like
sure
that's a
it was
Calvin name. Oh no. Shout out to both of them.
Shout out to both of them. We love both of you.
Really, though, we love Omen.
Yeah. Omen's the best thing either of you could have ever given us.
He's been there when we were drunk.
My favorite
sober.
Omen thing.
I don't think I've ever seen Omen sober.
I mean, he's on the ground all the time.
Like, is he drunk or are you drunk and you haven't seen him when you were sober?
I've seen him drunk enough to try to... I was drunk enough to try and get him drunk, despite the fact that he was a body pillow.
My favorite moment of Omens was when I was on the balcony and Blake...
Was it moving day?
Yes.
And Lyle was
that
like...
party. And Lyle was underneath. And for those of you who don't know Lyle, he's about, what, like 5'8"-ish, right?
On a good day.
On a good day, yeah. He's a little broader for his size, you know. He
played lacrosse and
yeah,
stuff.
so he's a little big. He's not like short and fat, but like he has broad shoulders and stuff. And I was on my balcony talking to friends, and I look inside and I see Blake looking down at Omen
directly down.
Yeah, like he's standing up, looking down, talking, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And then I see an arm come up from underneath, and then I notice it's Lyle underneath Omen, and he's just like pouring his heart out. I couldn't hear the conversation. I feel like that was a private conversation. But just the fact that I saw Lyle underneath Omen,
there was
like
a lot
position.
of talk about fucking Omen at that moment, though.
I remember that.
Yeah, he went to a weird place in the middle of that conversation.
That whole night was a weird place.
You're done.
If we go any more into this night, then we're...
Then this is a different kind of podcast.
Yeah, this is going to be
also a topic that will never come up.
Ever.
So, binge watching.
Different kind of binging.
The joys of day drinking and then moving your friend into his new apartment. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. In very hot weather, too.
It was June. It was late June.
As Kelvin put it was Africa hot.
Yep.
Oh.
Hotter than a Hot Pocket. Inside of a Hot Pocket. It's like... never mind.
Yeah, no.
Missed the mark. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. So TV nowadays.
I thought that was a great stopping point, honestly. End of the podcast right there. Really bad joke. And
that's... well...
It could have been done with like a nice muttered, "I give up." Podcast over.
we lost the moment here. Now we need to rebuild to another bad joke so we can end this properly.
I can do that.
Oh, man. All right.
So anyway, back to TV.
Was there any part of the topic that we missed talking about? We talked about premium channels.
We talked about premium. We talked about binging.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how
Netflix and
how
the
the structure
difference
has changed from family sitcoms to parodies to now like pushing the envelope.
Yeah. We also talked about how different series now could or couldn't be done years and years and years and years ago.
Yeah,
I think we hit every topic. I don't remember any.
Yeah, I think
We
we've
did.
kind of touched it all. I don't know if there's any final thoughts.
Yeah, does anyone want to wrap anything up?
Yeah, I do recommend Westworld for those of you who haven't seen.
Yeah,
You
I
have
feel like
until
we should
2018
just recommend
to catch up.
every like
Oh,
each
yeah.
of us recommend like a movie or a show.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds
Past or
good.
present. How about we do this? We'll wrap it up by saying our recommendation, comedy / drama. So one comedy, one drama,
Okay.
or drama. It could be like sci-fi, fantasy, whatever. One of those. Why you liked it so much, and then
Kind of final thoughts.
yeah, kind of.
Okay. Why don't you start off then?
Oh well, all right then. Well,
Unless you don't have any ideas, and then we can start.
well,
with
I
the
recommend comedy by far is Scrubs. I would recommend Scrubs to everyone and anyone.
Yes, ignore the 7th season and ignore the 9th
Well,
season.
the 7th season isn't as bad. That just suffered from the writer's strike.
Yeah,
So like, and
was very rushed.
it's shortened too, so you can kind of get through it to get to the final season, which is season 8.
we don't talk
Good.
about interns.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a horrible time for my demonic printer.
Ghost
to
printer.
turn on.
Scrubs was great. Zach Braff is my idol. Not just from Scrubs. I watch other things. Garden State. Wish I Was Here. He's directing a new movie coming out. His Twitter is also fantastic. He's still in love with Donald Faison, which is great.
Your drama.
Yeah, so Scrubs is a series I could just watch forever.
Yeah.
I can just rewatch it whenever I want, and I still laugh as hard at the jokes as I do every time I watch it. Drama is hard because I don't really watch that much drama, I guess.
I mean, you were in the middle of recommending Westworld, and I cut you
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I guess Westworld would be the one I would recommend because it gets a little. It's pretty philosophical. There's a lot of layers to it, but it is really good. It's you kind of have no idea what's going on. It's a theme park with robots, so you kind of like who are the robots, who aren't. You don't really know what's going on. And then the season finale really blows your mind. So it's really cool. So that one I'd recommend. Second season doesn't come out till 2018. I think they were waiting
Rip.
to see how it did, which I don't know why they would doubt that, but or maybe just because it's so big they need that extra year.
It's also very off the beaten path in terms of.
Well, I don't know if it's off the beaten path
Concepts.
because like Game of Thrones is so successful, Stranger Things is so successful.
But the
A lot of
concept
things
in
in
that
that
those were
itself
the-
is
but-
dealing
yeah,
with
the concept.
philosophy behind
Concept.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Also, keep in mind, I'm sure Westworld and Stranger Things were being made concurrently, like at the same time. Stranger Things just happened to come out earlier, like they finished
yeah, and I'm
production
sure
and stuff.
Westworld was in production
But
for
exactly,
a
like
while.
Westworld came out,
Yeah,
was well received, and also has to go through an episode a week
yeah.
ordeal too before it came to its conclusion, and they have no idea how well it was going to be received until it was done. Whereas Netflix, it comes out once, it's done,
yeah,
and
that
they
weekend
know
they get the
immediately
reviews,
how
yeah.
successful it was. So, but
True. Immediate feedback is very helpful for
absolutely,
getting faster production going on new
Absolutely.
episodes. For me, I mentioned it before, my drama would absolutely be The Expanse. I don't think there's a more well thought out series on television. Everything they do has a reason. Everything they do makes sense. There are characters that have perspectives on everything. There's different perspectives. It's set 200 years in the future during a Cold War between the colony that we set up on Mars and the United Nations government on Earth. And then there are millions of people who are just poor working class miners out in the asteroid belt. And all the science behind like what would happen to people who spend their entire lives in space, that's real. All the plot devices that occur and that are discovered are more plausible than anything else I've ever seen in science fiction. Just the political maneuvering and the military perspectives, and just the poor, manipulated working class people have a realistic view of everything going on. It's good, smart science fiction, and I absolutely love this series. It has a bit of a slow build at the first season, but it has been pedal to the floor since episode 4, and we're 15 episodes in now, 5 into the second season, and my mind is reeling because I just saw the last week's episode the other day, and I feel like my brain is melting and my heart is breaking right now because it's just that insanely good. I've been reacting to this episode for 4 days. As far as comedy, Psych. Just in that same vein as Scrubs.
Yeah.
Just relentlessly good comedy from end to end with just a great duo on the lead.
Underrated, because he hasn't done anything really since.
Yeah.
He's had little roles here and there and tried to directing a few things. James Roday, for those of you wondering.
James Roday is such a great performance in that show. I hope he finds some good
I hope he gets back into it.
Yeah, and Dule Hill too. He's also underrated.
He's been in 2 different series that have lasted 100 episodes.
Really?
He was in The West Wing.
Oh, I didn't know he was in
Yeah,
that.
and now he's in Psych. That lasted well more than 100 episodes. And now he's in that new show with Laverne Cox, Doubt, on CBS.
Okay.
So, Dule Hill's kind of...
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Good for
He's
him.
doing things.
Interesting bit about Timothy Omenson is he kind of finds guest spots wherever the hell he wants.
Galvin.
Yeah. And he does what he wants, and he's actually got pretty good range, and I like him as an intimidating character. But he's very funny in Psych as well. But top-notch recommendation, 7 seasons of great TV right there. But moving on to Blake.
Oh, geez. I've had a lot of time to think about this because obviously they went before me. And it's been a whole
You've had a whole, yeah.
You've had a whole 5 minutes of me rambling about the
There's
Expanse and Psych.
There's so many things that I could recommend to everyone watch, but probably 2 of my favorites when it comes. Let's see, for drama, I talked about it a lot today, and I can't ever get away from it. Breaking Bad. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. Stop watching this podcast right now, or listening to this
Stop
podcast.
watching
Stop
this
watching the
podcast.
That hurts.
Don't watch the podcast. Finish Breaking Bad, then come back and then finish the podcast. How about that?
I will say about Breaking Bad, I don't think I've ever watched a show that its continuity.
Okay, I said antithesis.
Was so well done. Like,
Absolutely.
I
Vince
was in
Gilligan
season
is
4,
an absolute-
and I didn't realize I was in season 4 because
Vince Gilligan is an absolute monster when it comes to writing. With that being said, also Better Call Saul has been pretty good from what I've seen. I only saw the first season because the second season's not on Netflix yet. Yeah, it's just so good. The writing is so fantastic. The acting is next level. I mean, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul,
The third one.
No, I'm thinking of the guy who played. Now I can't even think of his name. The drug crime lord.
Gustavo
Fring. The actual actor's name though is
Idris Elba.
Yep, Idris Elba.
God damn it.
Idris Elba.
No. Stop it.
Strong black protagonist.
He's not a protagonist at all.
But yeah, no, him.
Is he black? I thought he was Hispanic.
Yeah, he looks kind of.
His name's Gustavo.
Well, in the show.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he actually is like the actual
I only
actor
know
is
him
also
as
Spanish
Gus.
too, though. But
So-
I think he's like mixed. I think he's because anyway,
Yeah.
fantastic show. Watch it. If you don't, die. When it comes to
Such a high ultimatum.
yeah, oh, and also Game of Thrones. Watch that too. When it comes to comedies, this isn't really my strong suit. I don't watch a lot of these. as much as Tim, more specifically, I guess he's way more into the comedy than I am. I'm into the darker stuff, but Archer, 150% is just the greatest series ever created, and I can't wait for it to come back on April 5th or March 5th. Maple 5th, March.
Maple 5th?
Maple 5th. Maple 5th.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. I think it's April 5th.
That sounds
I
right.
want to say April. Because
I'm very excited for Dreamland.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Just the best.
Giancarlo Esposito.
There you go. Giancarlo Esposito. So, I mean, that was Gustavo Fring's, the actor's name. I had another one in mind, and just blew right out of the back of my skull.
Yeah, I did it.
I'm so proud of you, I think. Oh, since I just finished it, Rick and Morty
Yes.
is absolutely hilarious. And I know, Tim, you just started watching it recently.
I'm basically done the first 2 episodes. I have like 5 minutes left.
The first episode is really like...
That one was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's just a concept, really, of just sort of what you can expect from the series.
Yeah, you kind of have to...
The entire series is just curveball after curveball
It's
after curveball.
so ridiculous and hilarious.
Like, I want you to text me when you watch the episode with the Meeseeks.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
Look at me!
Hey, look at me! I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
Don't look at me! He roped me into this!
Don't look at me! He roped me into this! That was a great episode.
Well then.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he
but
has
Rick and
no
Morty-
context.
No, he has
for that.
absolutely
Literally no context.
Don't ask him anything too difficult. I want to take a stroke off my golf swing.
I want to feel like a more complete woman.
Anyway, yeah, those are the 2 that I suggest. Archer and Rick and Morty are hilarious for
absolutely.
comedies. I don't think I have any other like final thoughts.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Netflix.
Yeah, just it's a final. Yeah,
Give
Netflix.
Netflix all your money.
All the
We're
monies.
not sponsored by Netflix.
However, Netflix, you have 3 very handsome gentlemen here that would love a lifetime subscription.
I think.
Can you make the Netflix noise like right behind every time we say Netflix? Like,
I mean, in post, yeah, I guess.
please do. Please do.
I mean, I might do it for these last couple ones.
We-
Yes,
can-
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All
All right.
Try to.
So then, Netflix.
Netflix.
This season coming to this April coming to
This
Netflix.
April to
This
Netflix.
April.
Starring
defense-
Idris Elba, and Idris Elba.
in strong black protagonist. In my defense, though, I'm the one wearing the
Strong.
headphones, and I'm hearing everyone talk, and when I hear myself talk at a slight delay, it gives me a little bit of a speech impediment. I don't know. This is a very random
Yeah, okay.
tangent
I've
that has
seen- I've
absolutely
seen that.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with the topic or Sqwadcast at all, but there's actually a weapon kind of in development that I think the Japanese are using or something. No,
Probably.
the Israelis are using it, and it's literally like sound that just shoots towards someone and will literally debilitate someone. And the Japanese took that technology and put it into like a small portable gun form that you can point it towards someone who's like on the phone in public, and they'll literally start stuttering while they're talking to that person and can't speak anymore. It basically plays their voice back at a certain, like...
At a certain pitch.
Yeah, and
it
delay.
completely destroys.
Yeah, you'll
their ability to
start doing this, and it's hilarious. There's also a program that you can find, and if you Google search it, that will literally do the exact same effect if you have like a microphone and headphones. And listening to yourself stutter like that is funny as hell for like 5 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with this.
Like, I can't
do it.
I can't do it anymore.
But do it. It's hilarious. This was Sqwadcast.
Yeah, so that's a good ending.
Man, we curveballed hard on that last one.
Yeah, an hour and 5 minutes of...
Ish. Yep.
An hour and 15 minutes of bullshit.
Yeah,
It was about
I
an
feel
hour
like that's-
5. We were wrapping up there. Around an hour ish.
Were we, though?
So this is Sqwadcast. Sqwad cast.
If you're listening to this, you already have seen how to spell it.
Probably.
Thanks,
In the
Tim.
title. Almost assuredly.
I think we would fail
It has-
hard if it's not in the title.
Yeah.
It'll be like it'll be like Beyonce's albums. We'll just drop it and then expect millions of people to listen to it, and then we'll give them.
So
the
who's
title.
getting pregnant with twins?
Not me.
I also nominate not myself.
All right.
Nose goes.
Guess
Anna.
it's me. Whoa. James Franco.
So, this has been Sqwadcast. It has been Tim, Blake, and Ryan today. Hopefully, other episodes will incorporate other members
Fucking rip our friendships.
of Squad. And okay, that sounds like a off podcast topic to talk about.
Guys, we're gonna
I was
going
gonna say off camera, but that wouldn't have made sense.
Off microphone.
Yes, off microphone topic.
Jeez.
So yes, it has been. I'm terrible at ending things. So
That's what she said.
goodbye.
Is that even that's what she said? Well, that you wanted to end it on a bad joke. Way to go.
We did it, man. There you go.
Yeah.
High fives all around. First episode of Sqwadcast done.
Woo.